Hello everybody and welcome back to Arm Pitching Development. I'm Coach Jason doing video analysis for a 9-year-old named Ryan, right-handed pitcher. With video analysis, something to keep into perspective is that this is the viewpoint of the person conducting the material, or the analysis is subjective to everyone's different viewpoint. So if you have something to add that to the comments section and we can discuss that. So we'll look at a few core points here that I do every week just to keep the video fairly simple. We're going to look at balance and posture, we're going to look at stride length and direction, then we'll look at arm action and timing, we'll look at transition and energy transfer through the hips, and then we'll look at the finish follow through deceleration pieces of his mechanics. So keep in mind this kid is a 9-year-old, so we're not expecting the world, but I will point out maybe some things that I think would be helpful for him. So first thing to look at is the balance and posture piece. One thing to add in this before I guess I really get rolling on the video is if you want to submit a video for review or for a free analysis, drop that video to the email. The videos need to be horizontally shot. I do not need slow motion. My software takes care of all that. And just a nice clean horizontal view, and one pitch, 2 pitches, something like that is enough. You don't have to record your entire session, but send that to me and then I'll take it and work with it. So anyways, if you're interested in sending me material, please do so to that email address. Okay, going back to Mr. Ryan here, looking at the balance posture point, I think this is probably a good line here. I know it's hard to look at from this view, but that actually looks pretty good. And lately I've been a big fan of the toe down piece, just driving, I don't know, I think it helps getting to the back leg a little bit more when I'm working with younger kids. So I've been kind of promoting the toe down angle lately anyways. Hands look comfortable in place here. This looks good. Eyes are on frame, I like that. So far so good. Yeah, I think we're in a good position. The mound looks a little wobbly, so maybe there's some foot displacement on there, but all right, we got a little hip lead here. I want to go back to the balance and posture point. His back is nice and straight here, which I like. And even with that being said, I would argue that just for guys watching out there that maybe haven't viewed my videos in the past, I do like the chin to be over the abdominal region, maybe by an inch or two, just to carry it inward when we're working direction to home plate. So it helps keep everything in a line, it helps everything in a line, kind of going this route versus going the backside route like that, which is more of an inefficient movement pattern. So anyways, that's my 2 cents on the movements, is to stay inward like that. So looks like he's going to do that so far. Okay, so the first movement here, I would bring this leg down, go ahead and shoot it down and then go ahead and shoot back into the hip here. So there's very, very little back leg engagement, right? There's very little hip hinge here. So I'd like to see him get, and again, I got to be mindful that this is a 9-year-old boy. So given strength into the matter, do the best he can to kind of drop some weight into his back hip and into his back glutes. And we want to pitch, guys, with the idea of our glutes staying behind our heels going forward, right? And so it's a little bit different than the idea of how they see it or think about it, because everything gets knee driven, right? It gets driven here into the knee, front loaded into the knee, and then it gets pushed out this way, which really isn't that strong of a movement. So we want to take the movement going this way from the hip. So something to work on. And if we drop this down a little bit lower and then sit here, you know what I would work on, honestly, is just the sit position from there and a low balance break position. So I have some drills on my channel that I could probably point out to you if you need that. That would help, you know, just working the sit and then the leg drive forward. All right, so as we're going into stride and separation and direction here. So talking about the separation of the shoulders, I like this position here. I think this is okay, as long as the arm action comes up pretty well. And then just looking at the grip, one thing, guys, is to make sure that your thumb is underneath the baseball and not off to the side to the best of your ability. I know that we're looking at a young athlete here, and sometimes their hand isn't as big as an adult's, obviously, so that their hands just can't really reach that range. So do the best you can trying to get the thumb underneath the ball. And then also we may want to tighten or shorten his fingers, and then we don't want to grip the ball like a cannonball. We want to grip it more like an egg. Okay, so just something to work on or look at with your athletes when they're throwing. Are they gripping it really tight and strong? That could put some stress on the elbow that isn't really needed or necessary. Okay, and this goes back to my point where we're putting all the weight into the knee here, and I'd really rather put it into the quad or the back hip. Okay, so as we go into landing point here, I hear a term a lot when I'm on a ball field, sometimes at younger games, pitch downhill, right? And while that's fine, this is a downhill angle right here, guys. What I envision a coach is talking about downhill, where the shoulders are leading downhill like this. My only issue with this at this age is that this can promote late arm action, okay? And then also it could create the ball to go like into the ground and stuff. So what I'd rather do is pitch more at an uphill angle like this, and then work over our abdominals in our finish line. But at the moment, you know, I have to give them a little bit of grace here. I mean, they're still working and still learning, still growing. So this is a very hard movement here that we'll want to probably clean up at the end of the day. I mean, there does have to be some transfer of energy, right? So this knee does eventually need to come out and go this way, but I feel like the weight is being put into that back knee, which could be a little bit hardening. So let's look at this. So landing. Okay, so at landing point, the front shoulder's open, right? So the front shoulder has flown open here, right at landing point. And this becomes a push throw, guys. So when we talk about problems in throws, like this elbow is being asked to do a lot of the work here because of everything's put into the anterior side of the shoulder, so the front side of the shoulder. You can come back from this. So if the elbow shoots up in this manner into a good layback position, external layback position, then maybe it's not that advantageous of a throw. But right out the gates, to me, this is more of a push direction throw where the arm slot drops. I'd like to see maybe a conversion here where let me go back. What I'd like to see happen is his shoulders stay closed here better at this point when he's landing. So let's tuck our left shoulder in, land, and then rotate the hips to convert the energy and bring the upper portion along after that. So there's a little bit of a delay. It's a very quick delay, but it's land, hips go, then the upper half goes. Okay, so right here in energy transfer, energy conversion, right? You can see that his elbow slot is starting to drop here. right? And this is another factor for me when coaches say pitch downhill. It's not really, I don't know, it's not that they're trying to be helpful, right? So like, but it's really not helpful. I'd rather it be pitched uphill, land, and then throw downhill. So I'll set some examples up on the screen with the pictures of high performance pitchers doing that. The transfer out of the hips is actually pretty good. I think this is okay from the hip line. I just really want to clean up the upper half movements. There's very little layback here at the moment. Okay, yeah, there we go. So there's a disconnect from the back foot right here early. So once this happens at this point, all the energy is thrown up into the arm, and the arm is asked to do all the work at this point. So we want to hold the ground longer at this point. I'd rather, again, if you've watched my videos, we talk about like an efficient triangle. So we stay connected to the ground as long as we can. We're working in a triangle this way, and then we throw out of, you know, this window out front of the front foot, right? So something like that. So we're working out of the triangle. Okay, so just, you know, reiterating that this is a low elbow slot. We want to elevate that up. He can drop a little weight into the left hip if he needs to help clear space. I think that would be okay. And let's try to stay connected to the ground a little bit longer. We're just really, it's just something to work on. I would really focus on the upper body movement and then holding the ground longer. Okay, good deceleration here. I like how he turned the thumb down right here like that. He turned the thumb down. That was good. Eyes are still on frame. He's trying to work over his front end right here. There's a little bit of, again, with a 9-year-old, and this is why I talk about some of the things I talk about, and maybe they're not the most perfect professional way to throw a baseball, but they're setting, the way I'm talking about is going to set the kid up for strength in the long run to handle a more professional movement. So there's deficiencies in the left hip flexor, and when I say deficiency, strength deficiency, right? So there's this roll where the hip goes out this way, and then his left shoulder drops over his left hip, where we really want to take that movement, and then this hip should be rolling down, and then this should be rolling down this way. But right now he doesn't have the strength to handle that. So what we do is we do some drills that help reinforce, even just working some Pilates movements or some yoga movements where we're working just standing over that front hip and then working bending over on the inside with that hip. So I have some drills out there on my YouTube channel that will help with this as well, guys. So feel free to dive in, and I think, you know, I could probably find those if you guys message me or put something in the comments, and I can try to put those videos in the comments as well. Yeah, I think this is okay at the moment. Again, he's still working, still young. I like how he's keeping eyes on the frame, but my overwhelming concern with this video, guys, is the arm slot. Well, going back to it and the way we're throwing the baseball. So this downhill anterior shoulder throw, this is what we want to clean up immediately, right? So it's an arm drop and then almost a sidearm throw, and it looks like he's throwing like a slider or something. So the hand's getting off to the side of the ball, and then it's kind of cutting through. It's putting a lot of stress on the elbow right now. I want to put it back up into the back side of the shoulder. I want that throw to be back here, not in the front, guys. Anyways, okay, that's my 2 cents on Ryan. I'm gonna cut the video off here. Again, thank you guys in the community and the coaches and parents in the community that send me all these videos. I really appreciate it. I'm getting to them as fast as I can. I'm a college coach, so it takes me back with the amount of work I have to do with the college, and then also I train privately to the community, so I have a lot of clients that I'm training throughout the week. So getting to these videos are kind of tough for me right now. In this, well, just all year long, I'm pretty busy, guys. And not to make excuses, but I'm getting to your videos as fast as I can. So anyways, thank you guys for watching and all the support of the YouTube channel. I really appreciate that. And if you have any questions or comments, leave those in the comments section. Please give the video a thumbs up for me. And if you're new to the channel and want to subscribe and like the material that I shoot here on the channel, please show your support by subscribing to the channel for more pitching tips, drills, exercises, and workouts. Okay, until I shoot the next video, I'll see you guys next time. Have a great season. Bye-bye.